This is your WCIA 3 forecast first.
All right, take a look at this. White everywhere you see out there on our Flooring America Woods Basement Systems camera. The snow is continuing to fall, and in some cases we're talking whiteout conditions with even near blizzard-like conditions we've had throughout the course of this afternoon. So that's got to show you what's happening still on the radar. That's a lot of blue. That's a lot of snow that we're still dealing with. As we zoom in, you can see pockets of heavy snow near Farmer City, down to Maroa and Forsyth. It's been snowing much of the day up in the Bloomington area, and it's going to continue for a few more hours. Temperatures continue to fall, 25 in Champaign, and we've still got winds gusting near 40 miles an hour. Again, that's what's causing those blizzard and near whiteout conditions. So when does it all wrap up? Well, as I mentioned, it's going to take a few hours. Now, we've got the latest on traffic updates, a live report from the field, and much more with our team coverage. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
A layer of ice beneath a layer of snow leads to this. Cars and trucks in ditches as drivers try to maneuver those slick conditions. Good evening. I'm McLeod Hageman.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. Heavy rain, then sleet, then snow. Another day, another mess in central Illinois. Our team of journalists has been out in it all day to bring you the story. We have meteorologists and reporters standing by with the latest on what's happening outside.
The storm blew in just like Kevin predicted. It started with rain that turned to sleet, and now it's snowing. It started in Sangamon County a little before noon. As you can see and hear, the icy snow pelted people in Springfield, quickly piling up across the capital city. Visibility was limited while snow gusted through.
Decatur was next in line. Snow started there a little after noon. A thick sheet of snow flakes made even walking a chore.
DeWitt County was the next to feel that winter weather. Farmer City saw snowfall around 1 o'clock this afternoon. Plow drivers were ready for it, scraping the roads as it fell.
Now, this was the scene as the snow moved into Champaign County this afternoon. This video was shot on I-72 between Mahomet and Champaign. You can see the thick layer of snow and ice along the interstate.
And today's weather made getting in or out treacherous. Here's a look at the State Farm Center this afternoon, where parents and athletes were making their way into the state wrestling tournament there as well.
So, Kevin, you promised us a mess today, and Mother Nature really delivered.
Yeah, if you want to call it that. It's a mess out there, and we're talking some of the worst road conditions, even worse than last time here setting up. Look at all of our cameras here. There's a lot of white there from Danville to Springfield, Decatur, Charleston, and Mattoon. I know down near Mattoon and Charleston, you guys have seen more sleet and ice down there. And you can see, look at Neal Street, just a lot of snow that is out there tonight. So, are we done? No, we're not. We've still got a few more hours of heavy snow. Things tapering off after 7 o'clock tonight to around maybe 9 p.m. It'll slow down, but between 9 and midnight, we're talking blowing and drifting snow. Road conditions, it's bad. Totally covered in many areas out there, and there's a stretch of road that is in really rough shape between Farmer City, Mansfield to Mahomet, where they have a lot of I-74 that is shut down right now. So what we are going to do is actually go into the Mahomet area. We want to talk to meteorologist Jack Griffin, who is out there with us tonight. And Jack, you've been driving the roads. Tell us about how bad they've been.
Well, Kevin, they've been definitely really, really bad. The reason we've had the rain, it's frozen. And right now I'm currently parked in the Schnucks parking lot in Mahomet, so I'm not driving right now. So we had that layer of ice on there, and then we've had the snow. And the difference between this go-around and 2 weeks ago is that the snow, while the numbers are going to be lower with this storm than the last storm, we have just so much more wind out there that the visibility is just so greatly reduced. Many times just could not see 200 feet in front of you. So this is my view out of the storm tracker in the front. This is at I-74, so I'm at the Mahomet exit. When you go down the hill, on the right side of your screen would be towards Champaign, and we've got all the westbound looking traffic moving from the right side of your screen. Traffic has been moving very slow. Snow has, at least to make people slow down, which was good. The road conditions were rough, and no matter what was going to happen, we're going to have accidents, and we've definitely seen, and I've seen a number of those today. So still be sure that you are, if you have to go out, you just do it absolutely carefully, but just if you need to stay home tonight, just do that. And we're just doing things as safely as we can here to provide you with these updates. But Kevin, in Mahomet here, just watching the interstate in front of me, everybody is moving very, very slow as they need to be. But again, everything is completely covered, and the blowing snow is not only reducing the visibility, but it's also exposing a lot of the icy roads and icy stretches across our viewing area. Back to you.
Thanks, Jack. Appreciate it. Winter Storm Live blog. We've been updating this multiple times an hour. It's on the website right now, WCIA. Mac.
Kevin, thanks so much. Let's check in with our team afield right now. First, WCIA, Sarah Lehman. Sarah, you've been out in the elements today, and you're looking at Interstate 72. How are things so far?
Yeah, things are not looking good out here. Roads are slick. We're here by Interstate 57, and almost no cars have really gone by as we've been out here. And as you can see, it's still snowing. All of this snow is falling on top of a layer of ice from the rain that we had earlier, and then the temperatures dropped, which made it freeze, and then it was also sleeting. So it's just a bad mixture. Local and state law enforcement say if you don't have to be on the roads, you shouldn't be out on the roads, and I agree with that. So if you can stay home, stay home. Reporting live in Champaign, I'm Sarah Lehman, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Sarah, thank you. And Renee Cooper also outside tonight. Renee, traveling has been treacherous for everyone, especially those heading home from work tonight. What are you seeing?
Well, McLeod, I actually have been looking down a little bit, turned around and looked up at the camera because it is blowing right in my face. I've got a good bit of deja vu going on here. Just 2 weeks ago, to the day, standing right here telling you what was going on Neal Street. There's a good bit of cars going by me right now, but the roads are pretty slushy, and on the interstates, accidents are piling up, and they have been all day. Taking a look at some of this video here, there are multiple crashes on I-74 west of Champaign. This one that you're looking at now came from the storm tracker around 3:40 this afternoon, and you can see the WCIA car driving outside of the lane to avoid a jackknifed tractor trailer. Now jump back a couple of hours, and we have a look at I-74. This was just outside of Champaign. Multiple first responder vehicles and cars in the median. And I tell you guys, there's so much going on from state police right now. Forgive me, I'm going to read it out to you a little bit here. But I-74 eastbound near Mansfield, Kevin was talking about that. That's been closed down due to multiple tractor trailers. I-74 is also closed near Leroy. And on I-72, all westbound traffic is shut down. That's at the New Berlin exit. And Norma police just reported about an hour ago, they're saying roads are impassable at this point. I-39 is closed at El Paso. I-55 has a major crash near Towanda. And really, guys, just the point of all of this from these first responders that have been responding to rescue call after rescue call is don't go out on the roads if you don't have to. Please stay home. Live from Neal Street, I'm Renee Cooper, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Renee, thank you. Of course, snowy days means busy plow drivers. Our Bryce Beeman has been in constant contact with public works departments. Bryce? And a few traffic lights out and trees down, but they are still working. She spoke to Urbana Public Works, said crews started right when the rain turned to ice. They started laying down salt right away to try and melt the oncoming ice. Now, of course, we're seeing a lot of snow plus cold temperatures making it difficult for salt to work. And they said when the temperature drops to the teens, they have to lay a liquid mixture down to try and get snow and ice to melt. Mostly they are, of course, encouraging you to stay off the roads. Now, as roads get slick, emergency dispatchers get busy sending crews to deal with emergencies. Our WCIA3 Scarlett O'Hara spent her day with one of those dispatchers. So, Scarlett, what was the atmosphere like there?
The dispatcher I spoke with today told me severe weather is always going to be a busy day. And as you might expect, with this weather, there's an unusually high level of calls coming in about accidents as the roads get bad. And they say it's common to get multiple calls on the same crash, and it could be a hectic problem to solve to make sure that they're keeping track of where crews have been sent, making sure there's not too many crews being sent to the same crash while there's others happening elsewhere. And you might be surprised to know that all the chaos is managed by only about 6 people at the dispatch center at a time. And dispatchers say they're prepared to manage the craziness until the weather gets nice again. So live in Champaign, I'm Scarlett O'Hara, WCIA 3, your local news leader. Back to you.
Scarlett, thanks so much. School districts across central Illinois again had the tough decision about what to do today. Several educators made this an e-learning day. Others, like Champaign and Urbana districts, decided to dismiss students early. While kids were coming to school in the morning hours, the weather hadn't changed from rain just yet. But as they left this afternoon, things started to freeze.
I think it's a smart decision. I do believe it's going to be the roads are going to be bad, so it needs to happen.
And some schools are already making the decision for tomorrow. Champaign School District called for an e-learning day. Many of those updates are moving across the bottom of your screen as well. We're going to have a complete list posted to WCIA.com.
Now, the storm that's walloping us is making national news headlines today as well. The system stretches from Texas to Maine. Severe thunderstorms churn through the south. Heavy rain caused floods in St. Louis. Central Oklahoma and Kansas City has winter storm warnings. Now, the East Coast is bracing for its turn tomorrow.
We are supposed to mask up in grocery stores, restaurants, and other indoor spaces for the next 11 days.
But some lawmakers in Springfield say the time to drop the masks is now. Up next, fireworks at the Capitol as more lawmakers pile on to the mask mandate protest.
Live from your local news leader, Jennifer Roscoe, McLeod Hageman, and Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Kevin Lighty. You're watching WCIA 3 News at 5.
Parents, students, teachers, and administrators are all waiting on an appellate court's decision on school mask mandates.
It could come any time, but that's just one of the many stories at the Capitol. 9 House Republicans were kicked off the floor for refusing to follow mask rules. WCIA 3's Cole Hankey joins us live from the House chamber right now. So, Cole, this issue has been building all week.
That's right. For 3 days in a row, a handful of House Republicans openly defied the House's mask mandate. And today, Democrats voted them out. Now, 8 of the 9 that were voted out left, and most House Republicans followed those 9 out in a staged walkout. But one held her ground. Representative Toni McCombie stayed in her seat without wearing a mask, and she never left.
Mind your own business, mitigate your own risk.
So every minute that we're waste talking to you all while you're over there whining about a mask, those people are still suffering and they need our help. So do your job and comply with the rules in this house. If not, go remote. Simple.
Now, the 8 members of the Republican Party who left were still able to participate in the rest of the session today remotely, but Representative McCombie's ability to vote was stripped while she openly defied the rules on the floor. Now, meanwhile, just across the street, the appellate court is deciding whether or not to keep masks optional in schools or to reinstate the governor's mask mandate. Now, that decision could be coming down any minute now, so we will keep you updated both here on WCIA Channel 3 as well as on our website when that decision comes down. For now, reporting live in Springfield, I'm Cole Hankey, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Cole, thank you so much for keeping us informed right there. And to see how school districts are responding to ongoing changes to masking guidelines, you can visit our website right there at WCIA.com.
You know, earlier we showed video of people walking in for the state wrestling tournament.
Just take a look at that. You can just barely see it. You know, that's not too far from our camera. Memorial Stadium there too, State Farm Center, and visibility reduced. We'll talk about how much more snow we could see when we come back.
Now, Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Kevin Lighty.
Snow and ice everywhere. This is our camera indicator. We can't even really see because it's iced over. Okay, we're looking through obviously some ice that has covered up the lens. So, you know what, it's there. You can kind of see some of the buildings, but we had the freezing rain, we had the sleet, and then the snow, and we've still got snow. And there are some real heavy bands that are still showing up. This is the back edge of the snow. Okay, this is what we still have to get through. Now, we had these kind of bands, these dark blues, for several hours this afternoon. That's what did such of a number on area roads, because it came down so fast, 1-2 inches an hour. It's still snowing. Monticello, Farmer City, Fisher, Paxton, Cerro Gordo, Forsyth, Clinton to Hayworth. It's still snowing a little bit down near Charleston. I know you guys have seen far less. And we thought that would be the case the entire time, that you would catch more of the sleet, and that's exactly what happened. You also got that little bit of a dry slot that occurred. So we got to get through this right here, and then you can see things really tapering off out closer to, say, Quincy. But this little band here could put down another inch or two. So just whatever you've got right now, probably throw down another 1 to 2 inches on top of what we've already seen. At 6:15 tonight, the back edge starting to move through. 7 o'clock, really starting to taper off near I-57. And then by 10 o'clock, it's out of here, okay? So let's show this to you again. While the snow stops, the blowing and the drifting won't. Winds are gusting to 30 miles an hour. And then we've got to talk about near zero temperatures here. Road conditions, totally covered. The exception down into Edgar, Clark, portions of Coles and Cumberland County, partly covered. You've seen more of the sleet there, but boy, I tell you, that stretch of road that's been out there, we've been watching the storm tracker here all afternoon. That's 150 now, as you can see. Along 150 there in Mahomet, you can see some of the snow plows that are down there. That's I-74 at Cunningham. Look at that. This is just a snapshot, but a couple of cars there. It's not much, but you can see the interstates are still not in great shape. This is why it's so bad. The wind's whipping around the snow at 30 plus miles an hour. It's going to just continue to do that through much of tonight, and it's cold, 25. Factor in what the winds are going to do, and look at your temperatures tomorrow morning. The air temperature, wind chills, maybe down around 10 below zero as we head into early tomorrow morning. Here's your 7-day forecast. I know it's bad now, but it's about to get a lot better for us for the weekend, especially on Sunday. It's really cold tonight and tomorrow, but Sunday 44, back to 51 on Monday, and then there's another storm system. We'll wait to get into the gritty details of that. But February just coming in, just nailing us.
Yeah, coming in hot. Yeah.
All right, Kevin, thank you. A Champaign County dispatcher is recognized for going above and beyond the call of duty.
How they help during a life-saving emergency when we come back.
This is WCIA 3 News, your local news leader.
Medcat 911 dispatchers expect winter storms to keep them very busy.
And today's storm did not disappoint. WCIA 3 Scarlett O'Hara talked with a telecommunicator. So, Scarlett, just how busy is it?
Well, Metcad's Lance Bino told me when the weather looks like this, phones start ringing off the hook. Metcad 911 in Urbana usually has around 6 people working at a time. Those telecommunicators and dispatchers serve over 200,000 people across Champaign County 24 hours a day. Bino has worked through several snowstorms over the past 20 years of his career, and he says one time he helped dispatch over 100 fire calls in 12 hours. That's because as soon as roads get slick, tons of car accident calls pour in.
It's hit or miss. I mean, there can be an accident at an intersection. Everybody has a cell phone, and everybody's calling. So you'll get 20 calls on one accident. So you have to quickly process and dump the calls to get to the next one that could be something else and help them.
Bino says if you ever need to call 911, be prepared to answer a lot of questions. Telecommunicators are not trying to delay dispatching. They just need to gather information to protect responders and get you the help that you need. Now, dispatchers expect this to remain very busy until the weather clears up again. Live in Champaign, I'm Scarlett O'Hara, WCIA 3, your local news leader. Back
All right, Scarlett, thank you. Now, that dispatcher we just introduced you to, there's more to his story. Coming up tonight at 6, his 30-minute phone call that prevented a deadly incident from escalating even further.
Up next, we're going to check in with Kevin one more time to see when that snow will end. Your final forecast when we come back.
Howard, and took a nap. What are you doing tonight? We're gonna watch Bachelor. Like, oh my God, I miss college.
Snow continues to fall. We are not done yet. As you can see on the Storm Tracker Doppler, and you get into some of these darker blue patches, and you can see them running from near Hammond up to Atwood to Lono. Also now up around the Pinfield, Potomac area. We're finding that up near Ludlow and Fisher as well. So this is going to continue for, I would say, another 2 to 3 hours before it's all said and done. And an additional 1 to 2 inches of snow is going to be possible as well. Road conditions, not great. I-74 at Cunningham, there's going to be close to the university exit, and we just got some news in about that.
Yeah, State Police telling us I-74 eastbound at University Avenue. Traffic being diverted off of there because of several accidents and a 100-car pileup
100
in
cars.
Kappa, Illinois, which
Yeah.
is north of Bloomington.
North of Bloomington there. So just big mess out there, and it's going to continue over the next several hours.
And thanks for joining us tonight. The CBS Evening News is coming up next.
We'll see you at 6.